Well, hey guys, welcome back to Epic Cars, and I'm going to start doing probably alternating videos just on tool reviews. I'm getting comments that people really like that I'm doing these tool reviews, so I'm going to stick with kind of a theme of Harbor Freight for a little while, and then maybe get into other tools that I've already purchased from other places or gotten at estate sales or stuff like that, garage sales. But Harbor Freight's just such a good place to go to if you're needing something in a pinch. If you don't have access to a big shop or a big compressor or a big sandblaster, things like that, here's a really good alternative. And maybe you've got just a little pancake air compressor or something really small. You've got an option to go out there and get this. It's a blast gun with gravity feed, 20-ounce hopper from Central Pneumatic. Good thing about it is the compressor requirement is, it says 30 plus gallons. Is continuous, 7 to 29 gallons is intermittent, and 1 to 6 gallons is not recommended. I have tried something like this before and used it with a little pancake compressor, and yeah, I mean, you've got to let it kind of build back up pressure, so you stop, quite a bit while you're doing the media blasting. But again, if that's all you got, it works. Went ahead and picked up this media. It's ground glass, 40 to 70 grit glass media. It's just 5 pounds. I think, if I remember right, I had a coupon for this, and this was like $11, $12, something like that. Blast media was like $5.99. I think all in, I'm in under 20 bucks. And I'm working on the CJ 3B today. And had a couple of items that I just, rather than taking it to the wire wheel, I thought I'd sandblast them or media blast them, and I thought it'd be a good project to work on with this kit. And so I'm just going to show you kind of how it works, give you my impressions, and go from there. So essentially, you've got the gun. It is a nice metal gun. That's kind of my first impression. It's a lot heavier duty than I thought. I thought it actually would be plastic. Took it out, and it's actually a full, almost like an anodized metal or kind of a cast aluminum type handle here. Of course, the hopper is plastic, and so if this just pops up, yeah, it just pops off. Fill up your media there. You got a nice trigger, kind of a lightweight trigger here. Alright, so I've gone ahead and gathered all the tools that I think I'm going to need for this. Again, nothing real fancy, just some thread seal tape, pipe thread seal tape, a pair of channel locks. One thing I probably recommend to do is before you actually put this the quick connect on the tool itself, just make sure it fits into your air compressor hose, because that fits. So there's 1/4 inch and there's different sizes, so make sure that you got the right size of quick connector before you go to the trouble of installing it into your gun. Alright, so let's take this little plug out on the bottom. So you don't take the metal piece off the nut, you just take that little plastic plug out, and then make sure that it screws in good. Okay, yep, no problem there. And then really all we're going to do past that is just put some of this thread seal on, just to keep a good seal of air pressure. Especially if you're working with a smaller compressor, you're going to need all the air pressure that you can get. So it's a good idea to eliminate any leaks before you get started. It just goes on like that. Cinch it down with your channel locks. Plug it into your compressor. Works good. And it works. I'll give you a shot of the other side of the gun. See this little red tab here? Basically, what it looks like, this controls the feed of the actual media down into this part of the gun to spray it out. I don't think it's actually a pressure regulator at all. It essentially just controls, how much material falls down into this passageway to be blown out by the air. So there's really no way on here that I can tell to regulate the air pressure. but you can definitely regulate how much media based on this little lever right there on that side. Definitely always wear your safety glasses when you're dealing with this, because you do not want glass in your eye. So let's get started. So what I've got here is the air cleaner off of that Willys Jeep. You can tell it's very corroded, and what I did here, and hopefully you can see the detail, I took a wire wheel on my grinder to this half of it just to kind of get it cleaned up. And I wanted to be able to compare what a wire wheel does to actually what this blaster does. And so I left that half. So as you can tell, again, I hope you can see this in the light. I've got all the surface rust off of it. There's still some pitting and stuff on this air cleaner. Yeah, I could go buy a new one and you know, for 20 bucks and put it on there, but why not save 20 bucks and try to rehab this piece? So if I can get all the rust off and then just coat it with a high gloss black, or maybe a flat black or something like that, save yourself 20 bucks and just restore something rather than going down to the store and buy it. So we're gonna see what the blaster does on this side. And then this is a pretty cool piece. It's an old horn. It obviously has seen better days. It's got paint flaking on the back here. At one time used to be black. So I went ahead and removed the entire piece, including the bracket, from the Jeep. And it works really well, so I want to blast this off and repaint it black and get it nice and shiny, because it sits pretty prominently in the engine compartment, and being such a cool piece, I want it to look really nice. We're going to start with these two items and see what happens. All right, I'm gonna stop there because, man, this stuff gets everywhere. I'm actually gonna try to move a little further away from the camera because I don't wanna get this stuff in my camera. It goes everywhere, so make sure you're outside when you do this. Make sure you wear eye protection, because there's glass stuff going everywhere on this. But this is how we learn. Whew. Man, this stuff gets everywhere. That's, I would definitely say, is the bad part. I've even got eye protection on, and I just got some of this in my eye. So far, I'm not liking this just because of the mess it makes. We'll keep going here on this other piece just to show you guys kind of what it does in general. I'm actually going to step back a little further because it is just getting everywhere all over me, and I don't like it getting in my eyes. So. Okay, another thing we just learned is that much in there doesn't last very long. I'm already done. I'm already through all this. Okay, guys, I am definitely not liking how much media just gets all over you. Definitely wear a respirator when you're doing this, because I'm afraid to breathe in with all this glass, you know, flying around all over the place. I mean, it's coming back and hitting me directly in the face. I've tried different angles and things like that to try to figure this out, but it's just not working good. So I'm going to do the old t-shirt trick, put it up over my face. At least it'll protect me from breathing some of this stuff in. And again, I'm going to stand up and try to keep this out of my face. Guys, so that's the finished product. I think overall the gun did its job. I ran out of media and I gave up, and I didn't want to have to fill it again. I'd missed some spots right there, but you can tell, so that's kind of what it looked like before, and that's what it looked like afterwards. Good thing is on this side you can get kind of down in there to where you can't get to a wire brush, you know, to get that off. But I missed some spots right there. You can see kind of that's how it was before, and then it actually takes it down to bare metal. So I would say overall the gun did its job. On this piece, this is a lot real pitted, and it just still left a really rough surface. I'm going to have to take a wire wheel to that and get the rest of it off. Where it really came in handy was kind of right in that area where, you know, down in that hole, it cleaned that up really well. But I would say definitely the wire wheel did a better job on this particular piece, whereas I think the gun actually did a lot better job on this piece, just because of all the detail and intricate, you know, areas that you just can't get to with a wire wheel. Obviously I didn't do that side, and then you compare it to this side and it looks a lot better. So overall it did its job. But okay, so the final verdict. Yeah, the gun does its job. You go through media a lot faster than what you would expect. So that 5-pound canister of media that I bought, I'm already through 3/4 of it just doing those 2 small projects. And as you can tell, I didn't get a lot done. I mean, there was on that horn, I didn't even go around to the other side. So does the product do its job? Yes. Could you use it in certain situations? Absolutely. If you're outside, wear plenty of protection. Like I said, I've got glass in my eye, and I was wearing these when I did it. Definitely wear a respirator. You might even want to get one of those coverall suits, because guys, it took me 10 minutes to get media off me. I looked like, if anybody's looking for that Instagram or Facebook glow, you know, like all these models are doing when they take pictures, coat yourself with a bunch of glass and go outside. I mean, I looked like a beaming beacon of unicornness or something. I mean, it was crazy. I had that stuff everywhere, and it took 10 minutes just to get it off of me. And then of course, if it's a hot day and you're sweating, it sticks to you. No question, never do this inside. Unless you just have a lean-to or something like that that you don't care where all this stuff gets. Do not attempt this in your garage or anything like that. I mean, it got everywhere, and it was amazing to me that when I was even blowing off my driveway, how far away from the actual project area that I was working that media got. At least 15, almost 20 feet away, that I was still cleaning up media. You could see it blowing on the concrete. So you've got to have, you know, definitely do this outside. Safety wise, I would say blast cabinet all day long. I mean, Harbor Freight has blast cabinets on sale most of the time for like $89 to $129. Great investment, do it. For 2 reasons: not only the mess and the safety concerns, but the media. So you're going to be buying that little canister, you know, I don't know, I think it was $5, $6, something like that, 5 pounds of it. What's great about a blast cabinet, and I've got one over here, it's my father-in-law picked it up for me and gave it to me for a Christmas present. It was either Christmas or birthday. And those cool things about the blast cabinet is all the media that you're using, first of all, it's contained inside the blast cabinet, and secondly, the media falls down into this kind of cone-shaped area in the bottom of the cabinet, and then you can reuse it and keep using it over and over again. If you're doing this outside, it's gone, and so you're going to burn through, like I said, just on those 2 little small projects, I burned through almost 5 pounds. And so you're having to plop down $6, $6, $6 every time you're doing a project. That gets expensive. Well, why not just, you know, invest it into a blast cabinet, and then you can recycle that media. You can't recycle that media. God, I still got glass all over me. I would say thumbs up on the tool. It works. It does what it says, and for the cheapness of it, if you're in a tight spot and you just need to get something done, maybe you've got some big auto parts or something like that you just can't fit into a blast cabinet, maybe that would come into play there. The problem is you're going to burn through media so fast. I mean, you might as well get one of those big 50-gallon buckets of it. To do a fender would probably take a whole 50-gallon bucket of media. But if you can't fit it inside the blast cabinet, then that's what you're going to have to do. For small projects, I'd say, yeah, it works. Am I personally going to use it again? Probably not. I've got a blast cabinet. I'm going to use that from now on. The media, you know, I don't know. Maybe call me a wimp. I don't know, whatever you want to call me. I just don't like getting that crap all over me, and especially, like I said, it's in my eye right now, and I had eye protection on. So I'm not saying it's a bad product, bad design. Those are the dangers of using sandblasting or media product or anything like that. For my dollar, I'm going to spend it on a blast cabinet and media and doing that way. If you're in a pinch, go get this. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this tool review. I've seen other tool reviews of this specific product out on the web, and they kind of share the same opinions I do. It works. It gets into little crevices and things like that that you can't get into with a wire wheel or a sander. At the same point in time, just make sure you've got a good area to use this in. Keep your kids away from it. Try not to breathe in. I mean, I was holding my breath while I was doing it because I didn't want to breathe this stuff in, and finally I did the little, you know, t-shirt over my face trick to try to keep it at least out of my lungs. I would say thumbs down on use application standpoint. Thumbs up on that it definitely works. It's definitely cheap, and it'll get you through a job. Just take your precautions and go from there. So guys, that's what's going on. I'm gonna go outside and take some Instagram pics for all my followers because I'm looking really glowy right now. I don't even have to use a filter, and it'll be so pretty. Just kidding. No, I'm gonna go inside and take a shower. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's in my ear. It's everywhere. So I'm gonna go get cleaned up, and hopefully you like the tool reviews. We'll keep going with this, and I appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. God bless, guys, and go out there and get to work. Hopefully you got some time to do that. God gave me some time this morning to start working on the Jeep, but now I gotta go mow. It's starting to dry up, so I'll get out there and start mowing. So guys, take care, and until next time, Epic Cars. See you later.